What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live Thursday night. We got the dogs barking already. Let's get the camera adjusted. I got a crazy game of Hearthstone going on down here. that's, that's why it's almost late. Let's see what we got. Danny, Joseph, De La Soul, Tommy, David, Brad, and Bruce Lee. What's going on, everybody? Oh, man. I don't know if you guys ever play Hearthstone, but this game is like crack. And I just tied. So I'm trying to not be distracted, I promise. What up, Andrew? Can a global BT93 TCM be reprogrammed? Not yet. They're working on it, I believe, is the answer you're looking for. This sucks. I hate having to sell stuff to keep advancing my group. What up, Mike? Well, what Cletus tell you about how to do it? I'm just kidding. I don't know. Get on HB Tuner's website, man. I don't keep up with it. It may be. It depends. I think it depends more on what ECU you have. So what year? Because it's less about the T93 and I believe more about the E99. I gotta move some of these Murlocs. Sell. I'm sure he did. I don't know. There's other people that might be doing it. I've not looked at it. I need to do the TCM unlock on mine, but because it shifts funky. What we got? Oh, I didn't want to do that. Shoot. $2023. Yeah, I don't think that one's supported yet. Let me check. Let me double check. Oops, there goes my phone. There's a caveat to it that's like, if it is, well, like maybe E97 or something like that. There's a funky one. Silverado. 16, 18, 19 to 20. So if it's a 22, I think it will. But if it is a 22 and a half to 24, it is not available yet. Does that make sense? It's not about the TCM. As I said, it's not about the TCM. It's about the ECM that it has to talk to. As far as I know. Talked to HP and they told me to buy that TCM and reprogram my VIN in a So then do that. I mean, if they say that works, go that route. You'll have to get a device like the Cardac or whatever, because you'll have to go through AC Delco's website to program it. But it should work. There we go. I didn't expect this match to go on that long. I would like to dial in the injection timing because I'm not sure what I'm looking for. You need to look at the your cam card to figure out your positions so you can get start of injection and stuff like that dialed in correctly, if that makes sense. Ugh. This match is falling apart. I'm going to get 4th place. Oh well. I'll let it play out. Correct. They cannot be reprogrammed to a different VIN. You didn't get a cam card, so you don't know what the opening and closing positions is. There's no way to adjust your injection timing if you don't have a cam card. I mean, you could put a cam wheel on it and manually find the positions, but you need to know whenever the valves open and close in order to adjust your cam timing. Tech Buddy said they can't be reprogrammed. They can't be reprogrammed because the VIN, but a new one can be programmed. So if you buy a new one that has not been programmed before, it will give you the option, as long as you can reprogram it for 2404-3414. And so you need to look your VIN number up to see if that is supported on your platform. If before Global B, you could change the VIN and write a different VIN in there, and it would still work. It was a little bit funky, but it gets a little bit wonky. Yeah, email me and let's see if we can figure something out, because there might be a way of going about it roundabout, and that's kind of the stuff that I enjoy checking out. So yeah, well, and that's the thing, is you're going to get contradictory answers right now anyways, because nobody knows for sure. And unless you're willing to spend a little bit of money to test things out, that's like on the Silverado. That was the first Silverado, that generation, that had a TH400 installed in it. And because I went through and reflashed the ECU with a Corvette operating system, and so the ECU thought it was a manual. But that was also, there was some stuff going on. Well, Kamar, there was some stuff going on with the VIN stuff. It wasn't quite as crappy. That was Global A. It wasn't quite as crappy as Global B. So, let me tell you about last week. Thursday, somebody has the bright idea that we're going to take our old cars to work. I live about 45 minutes to an hour away from work, so I fire up the 70 Chevelle, go to work. Not bad. Having the same issues that I've always had, like a couple spark plug boots just don't want to stay on spark plugs. Just not impressed with the MSD wire set. Whatever. So, I go to fire it up to go home. The thing will not crank. I bump it a couple times and it finally starts cranking. I'm thinking, man, this is a brand new starter. It should not, like, the solenoid should not be crapping the bed. So I get about 15 miles down the road. The thing's running like crap. I pull over at a rest stop. Luckily, there's a rest stop there, and I grab the laptop, and I'm looking at the tune, and I'm making some adjustments because the thing's had timing issues from the get-go. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, that's a lot of smoke coming out from underneath the hood. And you know, there's always a little bit of smoke coming out underneath the hood for a couple reasons. One, I've just got breathers on it, so it's just breathing out underneath the hood. The second being that the front seal of the transmission's out, and that thing just throws transmission fluid everywhere. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, that's a lot of smoke coming out of the hood. And if you're in the Patreon, you saw my video about this last weekend. So I pop the hood, and to my surprise, the number 3 and number 5 spark plug boots, where they go onto the spark plug, are just sitting there on fire. Just look, and they were gray originally, and so they puffed up and turned white, and so they look like two little marshmallows burning over a campfire. Flames are about that high, nothing crazy. And so I kind of stood there and looked at it for a second like, what in the hell is actually going on here? So I bent over and was able to blow out the number 3 spark plug boot. I couldn't get the number 4 to go out. Luckily, I had a bottle of water. Like an idiot. You would think after lighting a truck on fire, you would know to have a fire extinguisher in your car, which I don't in this one. I've got them all over the garage. So I had a bottle of water. I was able to pour water over the number 5 spark plug and get it out. So I get an Uber, go back to the house, get my truck, hook onto the trailer, drive all the way down. Takes about an hour and a half to do all that. Get the ramps out, get everything set up, and I'm like, to hell with it. Jump in it, fires right up, drives right on the trailer. Super weird. Get it back to the house, park it. This is Thursday. Friday, had a golf game, tore my wrist up, tore my shoulder up, was laid up all weekend in pain because I'm not in my 20s. I'm not even in my 30s anymore. Monday, I decided to get the thing off the trailer, and the battery is flat dead. And this car has never killed a battery before. I've had it sit for weeks without killing a battery. It sat over the weekend. Battery wouldn't even register on the voltmeter. So I throw a booster on it, get it fired up. Had some trouble getting it off the trailer. That's neither here nor there. Get it pulled in. So apparently I've got a short somewhere. And this is the first time that I know of that a short would do something like that. Like, no fuses pop that I'm aware of. All the electrical systems seem to work. But what would cause it to basically totally screw the ignition system up to the point where I think they were sparking out past the boots, hitting the headers, and just overheated? So, none of the long story short, I got to dive in there with a multimeter, find the short. I got ceramic boot plugs on the way. They'll be here tomorrow. I'm going to put new plugs in it, see if I can get this thing sorted out. It's just an absolute make me angry, pain in the ass kind of nightmare stuff. And I just want the car to run good enough so I can get it out of the way and start working on the Hellcat. So, that was my weekend. They were MSD wires. They should have been good. But, I say that, but at the same time, I just starting to have my doubts, De Sol, on the quality control that's been going on. Like, let me see which ones I got. Vehicles, the superconductor, application, small block Chevy. Well, no, those don't even make, what is that? Where's the small block Chevy wires? They're 8.5 millimeter superconductors. I love this. It's just like stainless steel click lock tab will not vibrate off. Yeah, I fought that. Fought it. They just kept on popping off. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Like, this is post-COVID quality, and the good chance it was made on Friday by somebody that just didn't care. But it's just, I've never had plug boots that did not give you a satisfying click, and there's like 3 of them in that set that no matter what you did, you could not get those things to click on. Get them heated up, and you might feel what could be a small click on them, but for the most part, it's just like limp noodle. I'm a little bit nervous. Generally, though, the ceramic ones, man, they're impossible to get off once you get them on. Because that's what I run on the Smoke Monster, because it kills plug wires. And honestly, it didn't kill the boot. It kills the wire right by the boot. Even though I run those titanium sleeves, I need to run that one that goes over the wire. Not the finger trap looking one, but somebody else makes a fire resistant one that's like good for 1300 temporary, 800 operational, or some crap like that. No, Danny, I checked all the metal connectors that go onto the spark plugs to make sure none of them had backed off. A lot of people don't even realize that they unscrew. That wasn't the case. Like, is said, it's just like this batch. The quality control machine was a complete and total dud the day that they were made. So I don't know. I'm not going to overthink it. Ugh. It's warm in here. I was trying to turn my fan on, but the light switch is off. So, yeah, that's why I didn't get around to doing anything last weekend. Listen, by the time I got home last weekend, I was almost to the point of just jerking the thing out and putting the LS in it. But I still want to have some fun with the LS before we put it in the Chevelle. And I'd like to just enjoy the Chevelle with the small block on it. The small block, whenever it's running good, runs good. It is a peppy little small block. Rear end needs re-geared. Stuff like that. Well, I said, I got a set of the good ceramic ones that you can... Oh, there's Justin right there. Got a set of the good ceramic ones that you can trim to length. I'm going to assemble those this weekend. Oh, God, TC's in here, too. Would you guys not have anything better to do on a Thursday night than come in here and troll my YouTube channel? Don't forget I can ban you. I expected Justin. I did not expect Jeremy. If Pat shows up, though, he's getting insta-banned. So, what are you working on, Justin? You got any projects? Sitting out of the garage, smoking a cigar, looking at your Lamborghini, being all highfalutin. Sounds good, Boostley. I'll check it out. I'll try and get to it tomorrow. I got some stuff going on, but hopefully I can get to some emails. Now you're talking. Let's order parts for the truck. Gen 3 P59 drive-by-wire turbo LQ4. This sounds very familiar. Dies after rev if I don't chase it with throttle. Drive-by-wire, Jordan, you want to look at the base idle airflow. It's going to be too low. So if you go under idle and then under the second tab, which I think is airflow, I don't know, off the top of my head, there will be a table called base idle airflow. The best way... Oh, it's drive-by cable. Okay, in that case, you need to check your IAC count. So get it up to temperature, get it idling at the set point that you want. Like if you're setting for 800, get it up to temperature at 800. Look at your IAC counts in the scanner. You should be around 50 to 80. If you're not in there, you need to adjust your throttle body set screw. Mike, I did not see the latest beta that there's new things. I don't get on the forums. And I'm guessing that they put it underneath the forums. Because I don't think there's a changelog for the beta, is there? I'd be interested to see. I sent them a laundry list of stuff that they need to change. Oh! They've released the software for the core. Is that what you're talking about? Well, let's just go ahead and download this right now. So where'd you find the... Let me get this installed. We'll take a look at it. Where'd you find the changelog? Okay, let's do this. Who wants to take a look at the new VCM Live software? Which may or may not give us anything. No tune file loaded. Well, of course there's not. Really? How do you start a new tune? Well, this went nowhere fast. Yeah, buddy. crank that up to 60. Well, that's just pretty much worthless. I wonder how they're going to do that. But so you need to read down the ECM, TCM, and FCM. Does it say anything about why? Because I'm not seeing anything on the bulletin board. Product info. Nope. Not that I've seen. I'm trying to find one. Core ECU. Core ECU now available for your standalone needs. This was 10/31/2023. BCM editor change log. Hey, I found the change log. 5. Let's see what version we're on. Install. See how far behind the changelog is. Be nice if HP set up the scanner with like a drop-down menu for charts to add to your scan. What do you mean, Mark? You can do charts. Like, what kind of charts are you talking about? Yeah, go ahead. Come on in, 7. Come here. Come here. Nope, you're fine. What new options you get? I've just downloaded it, just installed it. Yeah, Mark, what do you mean to add charts to your scan? Because you just might be missing out on something. Might be something that we could... Uh, 408 Turbo decided it was not going to start anymore. Got sparked from number 2 and number 3 core box. Smell field just spins. Gain alternator code swap. A stock ECU in it. It'll run a little if I pump the gas. Did you... So, Kamar, it was running, then it stopped running? So, we're on version 5.1, so the changelog is way behind. It's kind of worthless. Oh, yeah, you've got to do it all manually. Listen, it is... Whew, so hot in here. Under torque and driver demand, it has more now. Interesting. You get used to it. It's just one of those things that as you work through utilizing the software, you get very good at setting things up as you need them. Torque management, driver demand. Whew, you're not kidding. Let's see. See what else they changed. Actually, god dang it, I don't think I have an interface up here. I was about to say I want to look at a global B file, but oh well. Yeah, very hot in here. Kamar. Okay. So it was running, stopped running, swapped the ECU, getting the alternator code, which really shouldn't matter. As long as it's cranking the alternator, you could just completely unhook it and it should still fire with the alternator unhooked. Dude, it's funny that you bring up the reluctor wheel slipping because literally somebody else had the same issue this week. Reluctor wheel was like almost a quarter of the way, slipped almost a quarter of the way, pulled the timing cover off, and could easily see that it was not where it was supposed to be. And the problem is, I mean, so what you could do is pull all the plugs out, hook a timing light up to number 1, and go in and set your timing to 10 degrees or something, and have somebody crank it and verify that your timing's on. You can do that super easy. You got to take the plugs out or else it won't spin fast enough to fire your timing light. Does that make sense though? It's kind of the way that you have to, some of the standalones, you have to do kind of the same thing. Run it without spark plugs to get the base timing at least close to where it will fire up. Yeah, so give that a shot, because if you're like at 10 degrees and, you know, it's way off, and if you don't have an ATI damper on there, measure your damper size and get one of the stickers on there, or just find top dead center. You know, put a piston stop in or something, find top dead center and mark top dead center, and you have an idea about how far 10 degrees should be from top dead center, and if it's way the hell off, you know you got a problem. If not, time to start digging in. But I will say, make sure and come back and let me know what you find out, because I'll be interested to find out. Oh, it's going to rain tonight. So, yeah, Mike, I will dig through the latest beta more. I'm more interested in the scanner. I doubt they've updated really anything on it, but I've asked for like 20 different things to be changed in the scanner, and they didn't do that one. They didn't do that one. So it's looking like they've not really used any of my suggestions yet. Let's see the big one. The big one I asked them to do was to allow, where's it at? Where's my graph at? I know you guys can't see what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of quickly flopping through here. New variable. Didn't do that one either. I was hoping they'd get to that one. I really would like to be able to use a math parameter as a variable instead of having to put the function out long. Okay, see you, Andrew. Yes, DDC. No, it's just like I had a laundry list of things that would be nice to change in the scanner that I sent in a couple months ago, and well, they messed up for one. They messed up because I was like, hey, I would like it if we could do something along these lines on the expressions. I was like, oh, okay, we can, like, give us an example and we'll see if we can do that. And I was like, while you're at it, here's 10 other things that I would like to see in the scanner. And I forgot the one that I really would love to see that would be super simple. And that is if you have either, let's start with the long one. Say you've got a very long scan file. I would like the ability to highlight a section of it down below and save that as a new file. So let me open up a log here. Doop, 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 doop. Let's go over to the whiteboard. I don't know if this log file is massive or if it's because it's downloading it. Yeah, I may have asked for too much. So, like, we've got this thing here. I would like to be able to come in here and just, like, highlight this section. You know, right-click on it and save new log file. Boop, 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 boop. Save, you know, section as new log file. And then what I would like to be able to do is open up multiple logs into one. So if we've got this one, and I've gone out and I've driven 6 times on the same tune, I would like to take all 6 logs and put them together into one. That way, whenever I come up in here and look at my error graphs, I have data from 6 logs, It would be. And I don't think that would be that complicated to do. Now, granted, a lot of that's going to be based on the back end of the software. The software may not have any kind of provisions for doing it, and if that's the case, we're just SOL. But one can hope. And so I need to reach back out. And I'll tell you what. I'll be tracking the owner down at PRI this year and being like, bro, I'm just going to get a list and print it out and be like, hand it to him. I was like, if you could make even half of these happen, it would be amazing. Specifically, as I said, being able to combine multiple logs. And the thing about it is you can do it manually if you're willing. Well, I don't think that you can, because I don't think that you can import a log. Well, I guess you can do a CSV. So yeah, you could be able to do that. So even if it had to be like a macro, we'll see how this turns out, see if it looks all right. Yeah, okay. So this file looks all right if it loads data. There we go. This file looks all right. So if we were to go in and we'll just test it out real quick before we shut down for the night. So this, you guys can't really see it. The duration on this log is 32 minutes. And so what I am going, so it would be, okay, here's the thing. It would be fine, ICT, as long as your parameters were exactly the same order. So if you changed a parameter, it's not going to work. So here, let me put this over here so we can see what we're doing. And I'll show you why. So if we come up to the top, boop, we've got all of our channel information in here. And this is what it's using to decode the parameters and stuff, right? So theoretically, we could then come down here, copy all this data, which is going to be a lot because this is a scan. Every single one of these rows is a scan. Some of these are being scanned 10 times a second. So yeah, 10,000 rows. There's probably a quicker way of doing this. I don't control shift down arrow. Look at you go. Okay, so we'll copy that. Then let's come in on this row, paste it in. Okay, so now let's save this. But it should be from the get-go should be available. Did I just accidentally save this over its file? So we've got a 32-minute log here. Let's open it up. File's currently in use. Okay, so I've got to, well, hold on. I got to find my Excel. Let's close it. Yeah, okay. So let's see what happens now. The moment of truth. Doesn't look like it's worked. Just looking at this chart down here, see that spike? It's not showing up. It would be behind my head, but it's not there. So I'm guessing it did not work like we had hoped. Sure is taking a hell of a long time to load though. So, come on, you can do it. I mean, it's not like this is a slow computer. Still not loading.
I missed something. Can you say it again?
No.
I'm not sure what went wrong.
This guy has a program that you put your info and it saves you from like multiple. Oh yeah, VV Assistant. Yeah. But this is like I often, especially if you have remote logging set up on the MPVI3, you're gonna have a ton of logs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it's crashed because our scanner is getting no CPU cycle, so it's taking up a lot of memory, but no CPU cycles. I mean, the window's still active. It's not completely crap the bed, but I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it up until next Thursday. But that's it. I would like to be able to cut out a small area, which you can do if you do the zoom in, zoom out, and then use the zoom data range only. That's fine and all. It's not the best way. I prefer to be able to clip a small area and save that as a log file, especially if I've got a specific issue that I'm dealing with, or somebody else is dealing with, and I'm like, hey, because I don't know if you've noticed, but the time markers, you probably haven't, don't line up. They are time zone dependent, so it can be a pain sometimes scrubbing through the time markers. Always use the right hand one, because it is the time from start. But yeah, it'd be nice to be like, oh, I had this issue. Here's the issue. Okay, let me save that as a separate small log file and send it off. And somebody might be like, oh yeah, I've seen that before. Or, no, as usual, go rope. You found something new that these cars aren't supposed to do. Congratulations. You always figure out ways to break these things. I don't know. This thing sucks. Okay. So, just a couple of things. Let me see if I can get a tune file for VCM Live here in the next couple days, and then I'll do a video walking through the software. Hardware should be coming out. What is today? I would not be surprised. I don't know this. Do not know this. I would not be surprised if there's an announcement this weekend or the first of next week about the core being released. So, yep, you guys know it. We're shutting her down. Whew. So hot. So hot in here. Now I'm looking at all. They've updated the website. 3 CAN bus network. Single stage on off progressive nitrous control. Vehicle integration, automatic transmission. ECU supports automatic transmission where transmission supports 4L60 and the 8L80. That's what I'm interested in, is whether or not it's going to require the factory TCM to be in place, or if it replaces wiring harness. I don't know. Yeah, oh no, it comes with transmission sub harness. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Chad. I would really like to be able to get into a base tune files to look at things like the trigger options. I want to see what trigger options are available. And I'm guessing once you have one... Oh, wait a second. I'm a dummy. Just open it. Ha 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 ha! Okay, we're going to stick around for a couple more minutes. No layout selected. Okay, so default layouts, initial setup. Oh, it's way the hell over here. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Okay. Hey! Oh, this is just reading parameters. Okay, okay. Open layout, save layout. So where do you actually do the tune? What is upgrade tune? Chad, probably 800. Default layouts, advanced. Oh, okay. So we got the advanced. This is what we need. This has, oh my goodness, system setup. Okay, so you're going to have a 24 or 58 initially. So you're not going to be able to use a 4X crank like the dual syncs provide, because they're 4X 1X cam, 4X crank 1X cam. So that will not work. You'll have to do, I'm just thinking about using this on the big block, which I've got a 24X conversion for that. Cam sensor type, variable reluctance, accelerator, pedal position one fitted. Man, there's a lot of options in here. Sensor setup. Cylinder knock gains. Engine coolant temperature sensor. Oh, here we go. IAT sensor. Knock configuration. Slope and offset. Nitrous pressure, slope and offset. Oil pressure, slope. And so that all makes sense. Fueling setup. Primary injector dead time. So this is literally set up. Flow rate pounds per hour. Short pulse ladder. Minimum pulse width. Flex fuel stoichiometric table. Right off the bat. That's what I like to see. Okay. Which is interesting because it's saying the stoichiometric's 14.65, but here we're at 14 for 0. I know it's probably small for you guys. And then we've got phase angle. Ignition setup. Dwell time. 1 second dwell time. That's super low. Base dwell time. Okay, there we go. I was about to say, it should be around 3. Okie dokie. So we got a good dwell time. Cylinder enable. Oh, I didn't see a firing order. Engine inputs. Mass airflow sensor. Has to be pulse width modulated. Is this going to be like the rest of the ECUs with no internet to connect to do changes? What do you mean, David Soul? Yeah, 745 is good, Chad. Shouldn't need to connect to the internet on this one. The only reason that you have to connect to the internet on the newer stuff is because of the it has to verify the files before it uploads it. Yeah, no. This one will not have that issue. Just really interested in the fact twin injection. It's not supported yet. Lift's been great. I need to do some work. I've just been lazy. I don't see a firing order. TDC offset. Okay. So, my guess is they're hard. Oh, good lord. Oh, no. This is the lambda sensor. Okay. So, it's showing you that cylinder 1 is bank 1, 3. But, as said, I don't see an actual firing order, so they must not make that. I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. They must not make that anything that we can change quite yet. Closed loop tuning. This is all straightforward. Airflow tuning. Volumetric efficiency. Mass airflow filter coefficient. Okay. Here's our MAF curve in grams per second. Cranking ball. So this is using, literally, this thing is set up like a third gen. Set up like a third gen. Hybrid. No, this is not the updated scanner. This is the software for the core standalone, Mark. Yeah, Chad, I think you're good there. So we've got speed density mode, mass airflow mode, then a hybrid. And then we've got a hybrid mass airflow filter coefficient. I wonder if one, it doesn't really have a range. I wonder if one is 50-50. Those are things we'll have to test out. Yeah, sounds good, Chad. Okay. Well, this is cool. So we can see the stoic ratio here. Let's change it to 13.875. Let's go under fueling setup. Okay, it did change it there. So they're connected. That makes life easy. Then we've actually got values reading in here. Ignition tuning. Base ignition. Yeah, we've got all the corrections. Idle ECT. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She's struggling. Idle speed set point. Idle airflow percentage. Yeah. This is literally a third gen. If you can tune a third gen, you shouldn't have any issues with the core. Sweet. Okay, we'll dig into it deeper later on. It's almost 9 o'clock. Set your own DTC limits. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Seems to chug a little bit. This might be one of those things that you need a stronger laptop. Yeah. Am I on? What is happening here? Oh, that's cool. Okay, so you just drag and drop. Oh, that's what I was in drag and drop mode, so you can rearrange things. I'm guessing that you can. Oh, okay, we added a new layout. Oh, sweet. Okay, so this is very much like we can add whatever we want, wherever we want. So if you want to, well, I say that. Oh no, what's happened? Oh, I'm like, what's going on? There's another window here. So you can add specific things. So engine output, airflow, fuel. Add selected parameters. There's no parameter there. Okay. So engine input, flex fuel composition. Add selected parameters, flex fuel composition, percent, create window. Oh, this one doesn't have anything in it, so create window. Oh, cool. So it literally created a window. I wonder how we nest it. Okay. I'm going to quit messing around with it. Exactly. Click things faster. That usually helps. I'm going to quit messing around with it. Maybe we'll just do a live show strictly about the software, and that way you guys can go on and jump on and ask questions, and we can play around with it because it's almost 9. Bernard, good to hear it, man. Glad it fixed your issue, brother. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for showing up for another live show. Get off your butts. Get out there. Get tuning. The weather's nice. Hopefully it's not too hot where you're at. There's no excuse. You guys know the drill. I'm sweating. It's so hot in my office. Thanks for stopping by the garage. Remember, ABT, always be tuning.